Hello everyone, I'm back with another video, and in today's video we have an HP gaming laptop. This is a HP Gaming Victus model, Victus, and the exact model for this one is an 15-FB1013dx. That information can be found on the bottom of the laptop. On the sticker right in here is tattooed right in here, but the sticker says Victus by HP Gaming Laptop 15-FB1013dx. Right. And in this video, I'm going to take you on a step-by-step how you can open it up and how you can remove the battery or replace the battery. And I'll leave the link for the compatible battery in the video description and the tools that I'll be using for this video. Also, people keep saying my battery doesn't charge all the way to 100%. That's normal because of the inside the BIOS. You can actually set that to keep the battery health on its best peak performance and stuff like that. You can limit the charge. So let's go to the power it on. You press F10 to go to the BIOS. It's like an iPhone. You have a limit to charge up to 80%. Same thing HP is doing. In order to prevent you degrading the life of your battery, it will slow it down. It won't full it up to 100%. So I'm powering it up. I'm going to keep pressing F10. So keep pressing F10 to go to the BIOS, and we can go to the boot configuration. No, to the configuration, it says right in here, adaptive battery optimization. So that means it will protect it. It won't charge the batteries to 100%. It will charge up to 80 or 90%. And people, oh, why is it not charging to 100%? Because you have adaptive battery optimizer turned on. You can press enter and disable it. Then your battery will be charged to 100%. That will degrade the lifespan of the battery, but it will give you a little longer duration. All right, I'm just going to cancel that. I'm going to hold down to power it off. So in this video, I'm just going to demonstrate how to get to the battery and how you can remove it or replace it. So first thing first, you want to power it off, and you want to flip it upside down. And down here, you're going to see a whole bunch of screws. We're going to grab ourselves the screwdriver set. I'll purchase myself this iFixit screwdriver set, and we're going to be using a Phillips number 0. If you get a Pro set, they will include you with an opening tools and some tweezers. If not, grab yourself a metallic guitar picks. These are really suitable to opening cases and covers. So I start from one corner and remove all the screws. All the screws are the same size and height. Also, if you guys like my videos, if you find my videos helpful and helping you guys out, you can support the channel by clicking the like. You can subscribe. I'll greatly appreciate it. There we go. Once you remove the screws, put them in one side. You want to grab the opening tool. You want to start from front end of the laptop, usually always. And you want to stick the opening tool, guitar pick, jam it right between the bottom cover and the palm rest. And then you just want to twist it. And you want to hear nice big click sound. That's what you want to hear. You want to work yourself in the front end all the way to the corner. Go to the side. Remember, do not stick the whole guitar pick in, just about 1 or 2 millimeters. And you want to go all the way to the back corner, to the back side, right over here. You want to stick it right in there, and just it comes out pretty easy. Just twist it, and once you have the back and the front and one side, then you can actually twist it, lift it up, hold the bottom. If it doesn't come out, just help it out, and there we go. And that's how you can remove the bottom cover. And right over here, we can see the battery. This is not a full-size battery. You can get an extended battery that will extend all the way here, and you can use the screw holes right in here. But this is a standard battery that they give you. The model is right here. It's an SD03XL. I will try to find the extended battery. I'll leave the link in the video description, or no. If not, I'll leave the link for this original one. To remove the battery, you will need to switch to a Phillips number 1. And you want to remove every screw that touches the battery. These are the chrome-headed screws. Go ahead and remove this screw. There should be 4 of them. Once you remove the screws, you can lift up the battery, bring it in this position. Now you can either pull this battery towards yourself straight, or put your fingers on the side of this jack on the white section and then pull it towards yourself really hard. and that way you can disconnect it. These cables are really tough, so don't worry about damaging them. So there's your battery, the 1, 2, 3 cells, pretty slim. If you get the extended version, you might have to remove this plastic right in here, this filler. I'll call them a filler, I guess. Yeah, because it's pretty much a filler. So you want to lift this filler, and then the new battery, the longer version, will be going all the way here, but the cable will be in the same place. If you don't touch this filler, leave the filler right there. The filler is in there for in case you want to push on the palm rest, so it doesn't go down. The palm rest, it just doesn't, is as kind of support underneath. So grab the new battery. You want to bring it down just like this, and you want to put the connector in the jack straight inward. And then you just want to pinch it in there. And then you just want to align the screw holes for the battery. Make sure it falls right there. And then you want to screw it in. Now, regarding the new battery, it's very important you do the next few steps. These are a lithium batteries. The cells itself, they do not need to be maintained, but there's a tiny circuit here, is a voltage protection, charge balance, and discharge balance. Everything is in here. So for the new batteries, it's very highly recommended that you do not power on the laptop right away. You want to let it charge, leave it off, plug in the charger, leave it charge at least for 3 hours. After 3 hours, you want to power on the laptop without the charger connected, and you want to let it discharge slowly. Bring the brightness down. Don't put any games and stuff like that. Just discharge it to whatever the Windows setting is. It's like a 20%, I guess. Once it's to the lowest settings percentage based on your Windows, then what you want to do, you want to power it off, and then you want to plug in the charger, and you want to charge it again to 100% for 2 or 3 hours. After that, you can use it as you wish. That way, the charge circuit will know its limit, max and lower. So that way, you have the nice balanced load on your battery cells. You should be doing that once every couple of months if you want to keep the circuit on check. All right. And once you're done with upgrading, you just want to pinch down the bottom cover right straight over. You want to hit big clicks. If you see any gaps opening, you just want to pinch them together, and it will go to its place. So you see nice gaps right in here. I'm just pinching it really hard, and it will go to its place. To finish it off is to put the bottom screws on. Now, do not panic, because if you power it on, it will not show anything on the screen at least for a couple of minutes or probably 2 minutes. That's totally normal because it's going to be doing a mem check, checking stuff on the motherboard. And so leave it be. So as soon as you power it on, the fans are going to spin and the screen is going to be on black. And it's going to give you a text saying CMOS was reset to the default. Press enter to continue. That's what you want to do. Actually, I'm going to power it on so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I will not fast forward this part so you guys can time it out and see how long it takes. And the reason for this is because the motherboard doesn't have a dedicated CMOS battery or BIOS battery. And the CMOS is taking its charge from the main battery. So once you disconnect the main battery, the CMOS or the BIOS will reset to default settings. So, and always make sure you have the charger plugged in. So plug in the charger, and let's go ahead and power it on. And let's see how long it's going to take me for me to get the screen. So it is powered on. Let's just sit and wait. I should see a blue text in here, dialog box saying that CMOS was reset to default. So right now it's 47. So let's see. So if you do get a firmware update, do not power on, so let it go. That's not a big deal. Do not press anything. Pretty much is recharging, reprogramming the BIOS right now. So now it might take up to 1 minute before it gives you a text. So let's wait. We were at 747, right now it's 748. So most people panic out. Like, oh, it's not turning on. The fans are spinning. Don't worry about it. Just leave it on. It can take up to 3 minutes sometimes, depending how much RAM you have. You have upgraded your RAM. It might take up to 5 minutes sometimes. This is just going to be initial. Initially, it's going to be doing this. It's not every boot. Every time you disconnect the battery, it's going to do this. So we're going to wait. We are down to 2 minutes. I don't know if I didn't count the seconds for the first minute. So there you go. And so it took about roughly 2 minutes probably. CMOS check some invalid. CMOS reset to default configuration. Press enter to restart. So you press enter and it's just going to boot up to the Windows normally. And you should see a Victus logo and it's going to load the Windows. And this is how you can upgrade or replace your BIOS, your battery for your HP Victus Gaming Laptop. I hope you guys like this video and helped you guys out. If you have any question or requests, feel free to leave them in a video comment. I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.